Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude the Mystic, and welcome to this Monday night episode of Tarot Readings by Janine. You can find Janine at Sending Ravens here on YouTube and also at Tarot by Janine. Janine, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jean-Claude. Hi, everybody.
How's it going, Janine?
Oh, good. Getting kind of crazy here this week leading up to my big trip, but
are you excited?
Very excited. Yeah, very excited. Yeah.
And how was your weekend altogether?
Yeah, it was nice actually. Sort of intense with that. So there's like retrograde, blood moon, like it's a Scorpio full moon, Taurus sun, right. Scorpio moon, and I was born on that kind of a moon.
Right. We were
Taurus.
Sarah and I were watching the blood moon from her hotel room this Saturday night. We had a perfect view. It was amazing. It was really cool. Well, we got to see the eclipse itself for most of it, but we had a lot of cloud cover and it was raining and thunderstorm, but we still got to see it. But we did experience it. Energy-wise, this weekend was very hectic and very like weird energies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight on this Monday night. I'm told just now, before I go to the show, that we don't have a show Wednesday night. Janine, what's going on Wednesday night? Why aren't we doing a show?
Sorry. Okay. So it's just the week got away. My son's moving away for the summer, so I got to get him to the airport, and it's just too many things to do.
Too many things to do. I know, right? Okay, so folks, tomorrow morning, probably, well, tonight, Janine and I are going to fix the schedule here for the next 2 or 3 weeks, just to kind of accommodate here both her travels and also everything that's happening here with the renovations, the repairs to my house, and all that stuff. So I'm going to be posting all of those new show posters probably tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So as you will see here, this 8 o'clock show for Wednesday that is currently on the board will be replaced. I might do a French show here. A lot of you people asking us again to do more of those French shows for the French audience. So I might do that and add another show here on Thursday night. And then again, next week after that will be a somewhat abrogated schedule here for the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. But for sure, tomorrow night, join us for Penny Kelly also with Jason Ford. It'll be a really cool look-see episode. Okay, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Pyramids for tonight. Okay. Pyramid, Giselle, let's hear what Carla has to say for this amazing pyramid that will be given away to our PayPal tip jar donators, one of you lucky ones tonight. Here it goes.
Hi everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Organites, and today I have for you the beautiful Giselle. So Giselle was originally a custom order very similar to Agatha, which is the black and gold pyramid that calls to Egyptian energies. Giselle is very similar. The difference between them is that she has black obsidian crystals along with the brass metals and the flower of life in gold. So as you know, we've spoken about black obsidian before. It's a great protective stone against psychic attacks, negative feelings, negative energies, but also amazing for concentration and focus. So Giselle will be a great piece to put in your workspace or your office, anywhere where you need concentration. I'll give her a quick turnaround so you can see her.
Wow.
And there she is. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Carla. And guys, if you're looking at getting one of these amazing pyramids for yourself, you can do so at ascensionorganites.com. And if you use the coupon code Beyond Mystic, of course, you'll get an extra 10% off. So big thank you to Carla and a big thank you to all of you PayPal tip jar donators tonight. Now, Mary Curie, second call. We haven't seen your email yet. We're trying to reach you to give you the pyramid you won 2 weeks ago. So Mary Curie, if you're watching this episode, please check your email if you don't, or your spam folder. And if you don't have an email from Carla or myself, please email me and we'll get that last pyramid to you. And also Stephanie Winkle, I believe, was the winner for last week's Esmeralda pyramid. We're also looking for your email. So if you're watching this now and you haven't seen our email, please email me and we'll get that last pyramid shipped to you because you are the winner of that last week on Wednesday night. So, okay. A big thank you to each and every one of you. I absolutely love you guys. There's a lot of love in the chat. And Janine, I see a lot of people before we start the show, they're all asking, Janine, your plumbing, how did it go?
Okay, so they didn't see my drive-in chat where I talk about it. It went really remarkably well, actually, by the time. So the city guys hyped it up to look like it was going to be a huge problem and that I shared a pipe with the neighbors and all of this issues. Then I get the drain doctor over there, one guy all by himself, works at it for 2.5 hours and says, yeah, this is just regular buildup in pipes after 20 years. No big deal. Cost me just under 500. So
Okay.
480 or I can't remember exactly. Anyway, it was not that to me, spending 2.5 hours cleaning up something like that, I'd be charging thousands of dollars.
It is a shitty job.
Yeah. So I was very happy. It felt really fair. And, I think we're good.
Very good. So, we did ask the audience members to send energy to this. So hopefully it made it so that it wasn't a huge, shitty problem. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And while you're there also, if you haven't watched the Drive and Chat, yes, please do go and watch this Divine Feminine Oracle show with Janine, Sophie, and Julie. They hit it out of the park. Of course, we were talking about past lives, and we got into a lot of personal details from each and every one of us. And quite a few of us were blushing during the show. So if you're into that, go check that episode and you'll have a lot of fun with that one. Okay, let's get into some of our weird topics here for tonight. Let me see if I can play this one here first. Hold on, let me bring this up on the screen. I don't even know where to start with this one. So of course, Mr. T here decided to cancel all the celebrations that we used to have on this particular location. I don't even want to say it because I don't know what the hell's going on with censorship right now. At any rate, for now, we're no longer allowed to celebrate the coming together, the parlay of our political system here in Canada. Janine, first thoughts, and then to pick some cards on this. What the hell's going on?
That's so weird. It's like, don't be a patriot. Whatever you do, don't be proud of where you. Yeah, it's really weird. But
are they forecasting that this celebration might turn into an anti-government policy type of peaceful, endeavor, and that's what they're worried about? Or is there something else behind this story?
Well, it looks like there is an anticipation of it being difficult to manage. Because this card comes up, so they're looking at it being difficult to manage. So that's interesting. And 2 and 7. So this is really interesting too. Yeah, it's because they're, not really functioning. I mean, I've been getting for a long time. That's not really our actual government up there. They're just a bunch of pretenders. So they're not really functioning. Okay, and this is interesting. Here's the near future. So that's my good military. I wonder if they know something we don't know about what's going to be going on then. That's another way you could read that.
Yeah. And that goes into all of the Cliff High Webbot data about the reconstituted Canada, all the media hype about creating stability when the two parties in opposition in minority merge together to make a majority. There's something weird up on the radar. Yeah. That's sure. Okay, I think that's enough for that one. Let's bring up this one here. Reuters, just one of many. Again, this whole story from A to Z, we can't really talk about here with the censorship. But again, over and over, they're being caught using fake pictures to talk about certain events in a certain theater in Europe. And this was another example where they caught them using paintball, regular paintball stuff that kids play at. Again, just pretty crazy. PayPal links, please. Yes, Kate, sorry. Yes. Are we still in the retrograde? Is that why I'm having trouble tonight?
We're in the retrograde. We're thickly in the retrograde.
We're thickly. Oh, yeah, we're into it for another. The beginning of next month, May 9th? I think
it's going to be early June by the time everything's cleared up.
June 9th, I think it is. Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody knows in the chat when the retrograde ends, please let us know. Focus, JC, focus. Yes. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, I love it. There you go. PayPal tip jar is now on the screen. There you go. Let me put Janine's up as well. Okay, good military is running our country, JC and Janine. I think so. There's something to that. Fit for life. You might be right. Okay, let me, and again, folks, we're still in this weird period between the eclipses. Of course, we had the last one yesterday and this retrograde. There's a lot going on with the censorship. So Janine and I are choosing maybe in the next couple of episodes here to spend more time thanking you, the viewers, the Insider Access Pass members, and also the PayPal tip jar donators by answering as many questions as we can, as opposed to getting into too much of the thick weeds here that might get us in trouble and might get the Sending Ravens channel in further trouble than it is now. So again, bear with us here. We'll try to do some of the mainstream news, but we'll lay low, so to speak, or we'll continue to lay low for a little bit here. Jules929, love you too. Thank you, Jules. Appreciate that. She says, please ask the cards about sun gazing. Is it safe? And what does it do for us? So a lot of people, Taoists including, darkroom technologies, there's a lot of history around sun gazing and why perhaps it can rewire the brain to see our reality in a different way. A lot of masters and gurus talk this up. Let's see here what the cards have to say about this as well.
It's definitely good for you. It's good for your physical health, but also sharpens your mind. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And here we've got this in the past. So we used to know that, but I got a feeling that was downplayed. So, you know, what they've been telling us for years is, I mean, they've been convinced us all to wear sunglasses everywhere. So
Right.
it's a lot of things were flipped on us. So they're telling us sun's bad for you. Sun gives you issues, right?
Yeah.
They're telling us all of those things, but I have a feeling it's the other way around. Sun's good for us, and they're trying to keep us away from the sun. I think the things you slather on yourself give you the health issues, and the actual
big
health.
C. Yes, the big C comes from a lot of those creams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think they've got everything reversed. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so guys, type in darkroom technologies. Also, Montauk Chia does offer this service at one of his Tao retreats in, I forget where it is. Shoot, I'll find it and I'll try to put a link for you guys. But go read about this. And then there's different practices also on how to do this safely and how to slowly build your capacity, I guess, to sun gaze. You don't want to start full bore the first day here. There's a technique to that. Same thing as going outside in the sun without any protection. There's also techniques for that. Funny Fuller, JC, I got my silver bars today and they look amazing. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That's from the Insider Access Pass members as well. Okay, very cool. Sailing Light Worker, Janine, what is going on with the fires in Southern California? Let's take a pulse here and ask the cards. And Smiling Eye says, yes, sun healing. And like our friend Cliff Eye says, sun your balls, if you got them. Again, increase your testosterone level. All right. So fires in Southern California. What's going on, Janine? Let's ask the cards.
Well, they look up, there's something tricky about them. So tricky, like I wonder how they started. I don't think we're looking at natural fires, not with these two cards. This is tricky, and this is a really fearful card. So this is interesting. It feels like they may be being used for something as a cover, but not by the bad guys here. I know they used to be started by the bad guys. These are good guy cards. I wonder if they're being used for a cover now at some point to cover up activity that they need to be doing in the area. Like, because these cards are interesting, right? That's my good guy military card. And this is a dysfunctional. There's got to be some activity that they needed to clear out by the look of it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's weird. I know.
Is there anything the audience members can do to help, like focus on meditation, a thought, to try to help clear this? What can the cards say? And I see here Karen AB, if this is correct, she says, I read Mercury retrograde ends June 2nd. I thought it was June 9, but yeah, you're right. At least into June here. We're in that energy still.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we've got, so yes, there's things you can do to help besides stay safe. That card
Mhm.
says stay safe. And if you're asked to leave the area, do, because there is real stuff going on there. And lots of things going on that you don't know about. So it appears to be a fire, but there's stuff going on underneath the fire.
Mhm.
5, and so spiritually sending positive energy
Mhm.
and loving, and even though it's hard, because a lot of people, don't like seeing things like possibly good guys starting fires. They
Right.
did that in Alberta too. Yeah, they did that into BC as well. They
Right.
started flooding and fires, and it turned out there was all kinds of stuff they were clearing out. So being patient and persevering, and even though it's hard, because this card says it's hard, but there's enlightenment here. So there's something going on that maybe you don't know about that will help us in the future, even though it puts us in a temporarily hard situation. Okay, secret things are going on. So if you can just trust I'm not saying trust, everybody, but if you find it in your heart to just not assume right away that
Mhm.
that's, a bad thing. I mean, it seems like a bad thing, and somebody who lives there is going to feel like it's a bad thing, but there could be a lot worse things that it's clearing out. It's kind of like what's going on, in the Ukraine.
Wow.
There's things being cleared out, and they're like clearing out like hundreds of years of corruption, and it's being, covered up with what appears to be. And then, of course, the mainstream media take and run with that and
Right.
then fool you further with all kinds of misinformation. And
Yeah.
so don't assume right away, and just wait and see and watch, and put
Yeah.
some positive energy towards the people that are being affected in particular and losing their homes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good. This one is a little bit tricky, but I love it. We have to get to it, and let me see if I can pull in or tie in something else that's happening in the mainstream news. In the mainstream news now, they're talking about the Fed raising the rates last week. Everybody's saying, "Oh my God, it was a big mistake." It seems to be the Fed error that perhaps Cliff High had been forecasting for a couple of years, and now we're getting a lot of mainstream narrative around this one. For example, we are now being told to expect food and diesel shortages for the foreseeable future. So just like the inflation was transitory and just temporary now, so apparently the same thing here with food and shortages. We're expecting that for a long time. Let me tie that into a question here. I'm going to use my words. Air Angel, again from the Insider Access Pass Discord channel, she says, question, was the... I'll just say it like this. Was the Freedom Convoy a FF or a distraction because they were really sending all of those trucks with supplies into deep underground blah 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 places in preparation for something? So is it possible originally that even though there was a momentum for freedom here, that was also used as cover to move a lot of trucks and supplies from around the country here into these deep installations for something yet to come? That's a great question, Air Angel, and I hope I'm doing it justice here by choosing my words. I think people will understand where we're getting. Janine. Whoa.
Yes. So yes, even though a lot of people will be disappointed and there's going to be temporary setbacks because of that, okay, or maybe not because of what the truckers were doing, but because of the situation that's pending. Okay, this situation that happened in the guise of the trucker convoy, so it does look like it had a dual purpose. No one's ever asked me that question, and I've never looked at it that way, but yeah, it says yes, and it's going to help make things more temporary. So a 5 comes up, so things will be less problematic because of that. So that looks like for the good, they've stockpiled something somewhere, or they've moved supplies around somewhere.
Wow.
Up. Yeah. So Yeah, it's trying to. So they saw this. This was in the past card, so they saw the stress of what was coming. Okay, and sort of headed it off at the pass. And this is something in preparation to make it slightly less of a problem.
Wow.
Wow, that's right.
What the hell is that all about? Well, again, things are getting really, really weird. Guys, if you haven't seen the convergence of convergencies in the last Astro Woo report and also the Beyond Crypto Woo for May, we're in the thick of it now. Thank you, Fuchsia 818. She sent me a link, or he sent me a link. Yes, the Dao Gardens, Montauk Chia. Here's a link. Let me bring that into the live chat. And there's some free stuff on this video as well, meditation practices and how to connect with with trees, with their energies. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Go check them out. Montauk Chia is really, really cool. So there's the link. It's in the live chat now. And let me go back here also to the PayPal donation for your questions as well. So let me bring that back up on the list here. We'll go right back to that in a second. Let me see if I can get this next one here. Okay. Yeah, you guys are asking tough questions for this censorship. We're falling into here. Let me see if I can find another quick one here that's a little bit easier. If I read these too fast, I'm going to get into trouble. So like the other day, somebody was sending me the porn pictures there of what's her face. We did this on Wednesday. Who were you looking at? Oh, Britney Spears. That's what. That was good to talk about that with all the trafficking and all that, and understanding the mind control that was done to our children. Okay. Let me ask you this one here, Janine. Somebody's asking about flooding. I just lost it. Is it Winnipeg? Shoot, I just lost it. Yes, Manitoba. Okay, so Bonnie is asking, what's up with the flooding in Manitoba? Let's see what the cards have to say about that one. Manitobans in Red River Valley still grappling with devastating flooding over the windy weekend.
Well, it doesn't look nefarious to me.
Okay.
So this one looks more natural. So this is in the past, and there's no magician card. And this can be just a whole series of things that piled up or too much of something. Rain, maybe moisture. Too much.
Like BBC's here saying it's a floodplain. We've seen this over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of natural cards here.
Okay.
And it's not fun, I'm sure.
Right.
To have flooding, but it feels like it's natural. Now, This is interesting. This feels like there's some off-world energy trying to be helpful here.
Oh, wow.
Sending some kind of help or energy, loving energy. So that's interesting to help people out here. It's very weird. I've never seen that. But I have heard all over the world over the weekend, I got emails and people were sending me articles and things. There was a lot of UFO. I forgot to bring this up before the show, Jean-Claude, but I wonder if you heard about it. But there was all kinds of things, sightings. So Texas had a big UFO sighting. They had UFO sightings in Saskatchewan. People were sending me emails and texts about these things. So I wonder if there was a big presence over this wild sort of astrological weekend we had, where a portal was open with that, or the veils got lifted somewhat, because a lot of people were talking about UFO presences, and we know they're there, but they're usually cloaked.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe they're making more of a show.
Well, okay, Emily. Hold on, let me see if I can bring this one up. You're too fast, Emily. Emily Bigelow. Can we pull the cards on that? Yes, I was just about to say, hold on, let's pull cards on that. Was this weekend the crazy alignments between these two eclipses, and now this red full moon eclipse on Saturday? Was that also a portal here, enabling us to see maybe more of the ETs, or was that a portal that enabled a lot more of them to come through than maybe is normally the case?
Isn't that interesting? Well, these two cards are interesting. So we've got the Three of Swords, so information, so long held information or long been told information that's hurtful to ETs. I feel like they're strategizing to clean up what you think you know about them. So it feels like there's things you don't know about them. So what they wanted to do this weekend was show you something about them, show you a more realistic vision or version of them.
Right.
And that's interesting because just before this, the layout looked like they were trying to be helpful to people who are experiencing flooding.
Right.
So it's really interesting. So this was in the past, leading up to the weekend. So when it comes, and it was quite well aspected what was underneath it, the sun was underneath it. So well aspecting the tower. So that turns this into a revelation card instead of a devastation card. Now it's a revelation. So I feel like we've had recently a lot of revelations, and that's why that card's in the past, about UFO activity and off-worlder activity, galactic helper activity. We've been talking about it on channels like this.
Right.
And it's really become almost common knowledge to people that watch videos like this, that there are a lot of activity that hasn't been talked about for a lot of years, but it's been going on since the beginning of time. This is what I get anyway. And I feel like this weekend they might have wanted to, it's like their strategy is to clear up old ideas about who they are and what they do, at least the ones that were making a show of it. And so here's what they wanted to show. So this guy's a philanthropist and really kind and benevolent. And this is she's really good at helping people manifest or teaching you how to manifest. Okay, so this is interesting. I wonder if they were sharing some knowledge, and I wonder if we're going to hear some stories where people actually had interaction with these energies, where they're being benevolent, helping. It's almost like they're giving more of a helping hand to humanity than they have in the past.
Wow, that's fascinating. Okay. Man, that ties us into that last show we just did about not only the soul contracts and family soul contracts, but also the Space Force, the U.S. Space Force, and a lot of our jobs. And it appears that for a lot of the audience members, they are going to be part of this rapprochement in one way, not in the typical diplomatic way that we would see our normal governments work today, but more on a one-on-one basis. Anyways, that's fascinating. Cindy Rock says the blood moon was yesterday, not Saturday. You're right. Actually, it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't even yesterday. It was today for me. It was at 12:15 a.m. Monday for me. So yeah, last night. Yeah. Okay. Man, we're confused. It's the retrograde, Janine. Okay, Holden Street Studio from the PayPal tip jar. Let me get to that here very quickly. Thank you to all of you guys. Wow, amazing. Thank you, JC. And Janine. What is my late husband trying to tell me? Holden Street Studio wants to know what the late husband is trying to tell. Okay. Gotta tackle that one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a little intense. So I hope she's ready. Okay, so there was a big secret that might have come out before or just after the passing of the late husband. Okay, so because this card's a wake-up call to secrets in the past. Okay, so there's so he's trying to tell her that even though in the past, throughout their married life, there was some kind of a situation that was kept secret from her that might have come out shortly before the passing or just after, this person, the late husband, considered the woman asking the question, considered her his soulmate, and that they'll meet again in other lifetimes, and they've been working out things for lifetimes. So they're soul connected, they have soul contracts, we're working on things this lifetime. So regardless what literally happened, it was all working out old karma from other pasts, and they're going to do it again. They have lifetimes in the past, and they are going to have them in the future, and they'll just get better and better at things.
Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that helps. Jacqueline, oh my God, Jacqueline Klima, I believe. Let me see if I can bring this up on the screen. Thank you so much. That's a very generous tip from a loyal follower. She says, thank you for all you both do. I hope the love is returned to you 100-fold. Jacqueline. Merci beaucoup, Jacqueline. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone in the PayPal tip jar. But that was like, oh, I almost fell off my chair. I was like, that number can't be right. You guys are amazing. I love you. Okay. Laura B. Let's go back to the Insider Access Pass here, and we'll go back to the PayPal tip jar. Thank you for keeping us high vibration frequencies. Let's start love fast and kill them with kindness. I love that. Thank you, Laura B. Appreciate that. Amanda, can I do this one? Okay. This is really cool. Again, in context of the show we did on the soul contracts, she's asking, Amanda Sinclair from the Insider Access Pass, question: have we hit critical mass of awakened people? So you had done recently on your show this decode on the event that's coming up, and a lot of people were predicating the event on a certain number of people awakening to hit that critical mass. Let's put it in that context for the card. Janine, have we hit that critical mass? And if not, how much work left do we need to do to get there? Like I said, Laura says, excellent question. Thank you. Oh, that's a yes. Oh.
Yes, and this card is like a cause to celebrate. So yes, it's we've arrived somewhere. Look at the card closely. You go through that. There's a gateway. Mm-hmm. So it's like the world card, only a smaller version. So it's a little lesser version of the world. So if you look at the world card, the world is like where you come to a plateau where one way of life ends and a completely new life begins. Well, this is a minor sort of version of that. So we're absolutely at critical mass. I've been feeling that for a while, actually. I've been feeling that. It's taken a long time. This was in the past. So it took a long time for enough people. Okay, but I will tell you the event. So there will be an event, okay? We've all been talking about the event, but I did a reading this morning and I sent it to Guy. So I'm not sure when he's going to put it up because I'm going to send him extra readings, okay? Because I love you guys. So I want you to have some readings on Tarot by Janine while I'm away.
Right.
And Ashley and I are going to do deep dive from our hotel in the Haida Gwaii, okay? Anyway, yeah, because we love you. But there won't be as many readings up there. But what I did get, I'll tell you this, I did another look at the event because, of course, that's a really big topic and it keeps shifting and changing. And I did get the thing's a work in progress. And as we evolve and open our minds and open our hearts and get less fearful, the thing keeps changing. And that's a good thing. Because I think the original event would have been literally horrifying. And I feel like it's getting sort of lightening up as we go. So this is a good thing that more people have woken up. And that's what I got. I do a zodiac, literally a zodiac spread. So a deep dive on the event itself, as if the event is my client.
Right.
Pretty interesting. Yeah. So you might want to watch it. It'll probably be up either tomorrow or in the next.
This is on the Tarot by Janine side.
Tarot by Janine, yeah.
Okay, very good. Cher says, Jason, Janine, you both look more lit up this week. Okay. Well, I've had a little bit of sun, so maybe that helped. Me too. Okay. I think that's it. And I did take a few days off this weekend finally to relax with Sarah, so we had a lot of time there. So I thank you for that. Another question here. Let me address this. Marcia Loufboro. How do you ask a question on Inside Access Pass? Okay, hold on. Let me get this straight here. Okay, so if you're new to this here, you go to beyondmystic.net, and here if you click the members page and you log in, you'll get to see this. When you log in, you see my account, and it says, okay, hello, JC, I'm logged in, all right? So if you click here to access the Insider Access Pass content, it'll bring you to this page here, which is your main library. And right on top there, you will see the Discord channel. So you need to have your own Discord channel account already set up. So you can do so, just type in that in Google and set that up. But once that's set up and you click on this blue button, it will invite you to the main chat of the Insider Access Pass Discord channel. And this is what I'm looking at live right now to pick your questions for you guys, the Insider Access Pass members. And while I'm there, also on the screen now, I won't scroll down a little bit too much lower, but the renewal offer for the Insider Access Pass is now live as of today. A huge 30% discount, a loyalty discount for all of you guys. And a lot of you have been emailing me as of late saying, hey, JC, when can I do a renewal? Well, you can do it now. Even though your renewal might not be due this week, you can still do this loyalty program here discount anytime now, and this will add automatically another 12 months to your renewal package. And so yes, there's a lot new for the 2022 Insider Access Pass membership. If you guys haven't seen that as well, we've added so many to that as well. We're up to about $600 plus of content value now for this year. So really, really good price for you guys there as well. So do check that out. But yes, for you Insider Access Pass, huge discount. And that, of course, is a big thank you from me and Janine for your loyalty and for your support through all of these weird censorship and economic battles we've been facing here to do these shows for you guys. So much appreciation for all of you. So I hope that helps. And the questioner, Marcia, if you have any other problems of, with either the Insider Access Pass or the Discord, just email me in the technical support queue and I will get you started with that as well. All right. So thank you for that. Let's get to our next question here. Stranger of the Pentagon. Okay, maybe. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. Actually, can I do this one? Man, you guys have really good but tough questions. Again, we're trying to stay low on some of these weird topics right now. Well, okay, before I go back to this question, Janine and I wanted to bring your attention to this one here because everybody's emailing us about that. And it's very similar to one that happened in Australia or New Zealand, remember, a year or two ago. And a lot of YouTubers lost their channel talking about this because the algorithms basically accused them of hate crimes. So just talking about this was very difficult. So we might, right now, it very much seems like it's an FF. I think Janine and I are on that page. But depending on how much legs this story has and if it continues, we might end up doing just one of those special investigations on the uncensored platform for you guys as well. Janine, anything else you want to tackle here on this one before we move forward?
Yeah, I've already had a little peek at home, and yeah, I'm going with the FF right now.
Okay. The FF also typically for this stuff is in order to create fear, drum up support, to eventually put in new legislation, to remove people's ability to, we won't say the rest. So be that as it may, it appears that that's the track for this one as well. Okay. Let me see if I can do this one here. Geraldine, thank you both international treasures. Well, there's no question, Geraldine. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Let's pick a question for Janine here. For Geraldine, can you guys see that? Yes. Okay, she says, thank you both, love you both. Whoop, international treasures. Okay, let's do a general read on Geraldine. What does universe want Geraldine to know, Janine? And while I'm there, big thank you again to all of you PayPal tip jar donators. And this is the lovely pyramids that is up for grabs for one of you lucky donators this evening. And again, if you want to find one of those for yourself, you can do so at ascensionorganites.com using the coupon code BeyondMystic to get an extra 10% off. Janine, Geraldine, what does the universe want to tell?
Okay, something around finances that could feel like a loss, or she hasn't received yet, or is feeling like she won't get, or they won't get, whoever's asking that question. Okay, so we've got this. So it's been promised in the past, or it was offered in the past, and then now it feels like it might not be here. So some kind of finances, and then all of a sudden it shows up when they least expect it and really adds to their wealth. So if there was something that that person was thinking they'd be getting, in the past, and then it's been held up somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And now they feel like they're even mentally feeling like they've lost out or they're not going to get it. Okay, don't fret, because it's going to show up when you least expect it. And I'm thinking fairly soon here with that card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So don't waste a lot of energy. You know what I do when I've been expecting something and it just didn't show up yet? I just spend time every time I get worried about it or start fretting.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine when I do receive it, how happy I am. And I go through a little play acting in my head about my joy at opening that parcel and or finding that in my bank account or whatever it is.
Right.
Just start changing the energy of it by assuming, and then the universe has to provide because you've already created it in your imagination. I'm telling you, we're powerful beings, and the bad guys don't want you to know that. That's how I've been manifesting my whole life that way. It took all my life to learn that, and I learned it all on my own just by reading people's cards, and it's like their souls told me how it works. Okay, so channeling all of those clients. I never had those, nobody told me those philosophies, and I don't read a lot of philosophical books because I don't know, I never trusted the written word too much.
Right.
Which a lot of my people that watch me, they must know that by now about me, right? I don't read a lot of books. Like I've read some, usually just ones that confirm what I already figured out with tarot cards. My tarot cards tell me. So in other words, my intuition. Right. And other people who came to me as clients, reading them showed me how the world works. By their soul would channel through me, then I'd get the answer to a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So the world works like you are magical and you can create. And I feel like it wants to tell the person that Geraldine.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
It wants to tell Geraldine that there's something they were waiting for. They're feeling like it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. And they just need to visualize it as if it's already coming.
Wow, that's great advice for everyone, actually. Very good. Okay, Geraldine, thank you so much for that tip. Courtney Walsh, the next one up on the deck. Love life. Janine, take a peek at my love life, question mark. I'm 51, single, never married, kids. Ready for the divine counterpart, life partner? Thanks. All right. What do the cards have to say about Courtney's upcoming love life? Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. And then we'll do Laura Kays and then Susan Gordon next.
So Courtney's done a lot of work. She's got a trophy card. So this card says she's been marinated through all kinds of heartache and hardship to come to, because this person, if you get the strength card, you earned it through hard work. Okay, so you're gracious even though you've been through, jumped the hoops and did the work. Okay, and you still came out gracious, and because it's really well aspected. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm reading it in such a positive way, because the strength card can actually abuse their power too. But in this case, so this person who's asking the question is actually would make a really good partner because they've done the work. And they've been through the heartaches and hardships and learned what they needed to learn. So they're ready for something really, so they've done the work. Okay, mm-hmm. And this is the wish card. So they have a vision out there for what they want. They've actually created not a checklist like some people do. No, it's more like a feeling of how you want to feel in the relationship. That'll work better. Mm-hmm. Instead of an intellectual checklist, they have to be this tall, they have to be this, how much money they make, blah, blah, blah. No, never mind all of that because that's too intellectual of an approach. You want to use an emotional approach. So how do you want to feel in the relationship when they come home or to your place to visit or whatever? How do you want to feel and how do you want to be treated? And of course, you'll also be agreeing to treat them really well too, by the way, mm-hmm. Right? So it goes both ways. So how do you want that to feel? So the rapport in the relationship and emotionally, how do you want to feel? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you get that in your imagination again and feel it like you already feel yourself wrapped in a love like that. So that would be the last little step to do to get in that kind of place, because actually this person asking the question has done a lot of work and they've really looked at themselves. They're not afraid and they got a great sense of humor. Like, wow, this person would be a great partner. Okay, so it's going to be a surprise.
Should I put the phone number up for all you guys who are interested?
It's going to be a surprise, and it
Right.
looks like they're going to be traveling, and they're going to meet in a water sign month, somebody. So in a water sign month, and it's an early water sign. So the next water sign month is July, but an early one would have been March in the year, early in the year.
Mhm,
Okay, so maybe March of next year, or between now and March of next year.
mhm,
And I feel like they're either the person's traveling when they meet, or they themselves are traveling.
mhm.
So they're meeting someone who's either not from where they're from, has traveled to where they are, or they've traveled to where that person is. But one of them is in motion and traveling when they meet.
Wow. Okay.
The Hanged Man. Yeah, I'm thinking it's March, between now and March of next year.
Okay. Interesting.
And the reason for the travel might have something to do with a family gathering of some kind. Weddings come to mind, and or funerals come to mind, and or but a large gathering of family members, and that might be the reason for either of these two traveling.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating. Lisa DiMartino, she says, Blue Skies, JC said the show was for personal questions. Yeah, well, we're trying to lay low with some of the more difficult censorship triggering topics right now, especially during this retrograde. Yeah, and also because Janine is now demonetized on her channel, one strike there as well. So we're trying to lay low maybe for a week or two, and in turn, trying to answer more of the questions from our supporters, of course, on the Insider Access Pass and also on the PayPal tip jar. So thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. And thank you, everybody, for understanding. We'll eventually get back to our main shows here, but we're just taking it easy for now. There is a lot of harm in the way.
Yeah.
Laura K's. Oh wait, before I do that, okay, let me tackle one very carefully here, adroitly maybe. Janine and I talked about this when we recorded the May Beyond Crypto Woo and Astro Woo report. We talked about this eventual capitulation, and here we are. This was on Zero Hedge here. Europe predicts full-blown stagflationary shock if Russian gas pipe supplies are disrupted here. And so we're talking about now this eventuality here. They're saying they don't have a choice here. They're going to have to capitulate to these demands. And what ensues from that is what's really interesting here in terms of the huge, maybe massive unintended consequences. So if you guys want to check that out, Astro Woo Finance was one of the episodes. We talked about that also in the Beyond Crypto Woo. And yeah, we've been on fire here in the last couple of weeks, creating all this content for the Insider Access Pass. Again, if you haven't seen the sold contracts, go check that out. And also the Earth Space Force. So guys, do go and check that out. You're going to have a lot of fun there. And if you're in here now and you know the value of this Insider Access Pass, let people know in the live chat here how much you absolutely love the content here. And of course, it is a way for you guys to support us, seeing as we are both demonetized now here on YouTube. Helping us here with these episodes really enable us to be out here doing all of these free shows for you guys on YouTube. So again, a big thank you to all of you there. Okay, let me go back to that last two questions. Laura K's, I said earlier, and Suzanne Gordon's. Let me bring up Laura K's. Laura Key. When will we be time traveling / portal jumping? I love that. She's thinking big. Okay. Talking about having no limits. I said last week the sky's the limit. And somebody says, no, JC, there's no sky. There's no limit. Humanity is going for bigger, better things. Yes, moving into sci-fi world and much, much more. So Laura, when will we be time traveling, portal jumping? Janine?
Some people already are. Yep, it's already happening, and in particular, the good military, but a lot of the bad guys were using it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's in the past. Surprise! It's already in motion. So the ways to travel are already available. Okay, but when can regular folks? I'm pretty sure that's what she's asking, right?
Yeah.
So there are a whole bunch of really big things have to happen first, bigger, even bigger. So this card's strength. So that's strengthen so how many people are aware of everything that's going on. I feel like the sort of normies have to get woken up in a bigger degree. So we have a good amount of, like we looked at earlier, the amount of people that need to be awakened for these events to happen, I think is ready. I think we're ready for things coming, but then everybody who isn't awake, I think they need to be in on some of this stuff before you can start lining people up for, jumping planets or moon travel or whatever it is, going out of portals, jump rooms, these kind of things. And I'm assuming that's what they're talking about, right?
Right.
Traveling, and that I think that so a lot more. So these are both major arcana, so at least a year when you get a couple of major arcanas and a whole lot of so this is well aspected again. So revelations have to have happened to humanity in general before that could be a known thing, but it's already happening. So
it's fascinating because I believe that was one of the questions in the Earth Space Force. We talked about the portals, and again, you're picking up the exact same cards as in this episode. Fascinating stuff. Go check it out. Carmen, My Healing Garden. We love the Insider Access Pass. The Discord group is great. Thank you for the great discount. Just renewed to add another year to our subscription, even though it doesn't end until October. Yes, that's the cool part too, guys. If you just renew now, it'll automatically decide to where your original subscription was and tack on an extra 12 months at that incredible discount for you guys right now. And just so you know, that promotion is for the next 2 weeks only. I'm trying to bridge everyone over here as quickly as possible. We are going to be doing major updates to the website, and I would like to have you all ported over before we initiate those changes on the site. And that's why also I'm giving you a big discount and a big incentive to do so sooner than later. And also as a big thank you for your loyalty and supporting us. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, lowercase we did. So now let's go back to Susan Gordon. Okay, let me bring this up on the screen. Susan, hold on. There you go. This one here. Susan says, would really love to know, is it time to sell my business? Are people considering that right now, depending where they are in their life, looking at the situation, maybe selling high here, maybe taking money off the table, weathering the storm, so to speak? What's in the cards for Susan and her business, Janine?
Okay, so right now she's considering it, but there might be a partnership either in the way or to consider. So there may be another person involved, either her life partner to consider and their desires, and or even a partner in the work, or maybe a really good manager that they need to tell first or something like that, because there's a holdup and it has something to do with partnerships. And it could even be about the future situation they want to move into and some complications around that. So there's things to get worked out first, but they're looking at, I'm thinking we're looking at, so this is safely looking, a safe guess would be within 3 months to start thinking about it. And they'll do well at that time. It looks like a good idea, and she should do well. Okay,
well. Very good. Susan, I hope that helps. Let me see if I can get this one here. Okay. So Marie-Hélène Tremblay, she's asking about when your new tarot courses for the Beyond Mystic Academy will be done. So we've started recording those, and we are working very hard now on the platform and the back end, and we're expecting probably... do so here at maisonjupiter.com. Coupon code Beyond Mystic will give you 10%. And I believe this is still very much on fire. That last episode we did, Janine, I believe it was the where was it? This one here, the past life episode with Sophie, like absolutely blew up. So there's a lot of you in the queue right now to get these personalized birth charts to understand how this connects to your past life. So as opposed to usually being in the 2 weeks, she's probably in the 2.5 week, 3 week ratio right now, shipping all of these out. So, but at any rate, if you guys are interested in that, also coupon code Beyond Mystic will give you 10% off here. But you're probably looking at 2.5 week, 3 weeks before you get this product sent out to you. She does create all of these by hand, by the way, so there is a little bit of a delay, especially when everybody books at the same time. So big thank you to Elena, who's hard at work sending all of those candles, and Julie, of course, for producing all of those for the audience. Really love you guys. Okay, what do we have next? Janine, we're 55 minutes in. Let me see here. We'll do another Insider Access Pass question for now. I heard my... Okay, Ann D. I don't think I've ever asked a question from Ann D. Okay, so Ann and then D. So it looks, I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl, but I think it's a girl. Ann and then D is the first letter of the family name. Question. One evening, I heard many feet shuffling in my attic, and it followed me wherever I went in my home. I told it to leave, and the noises stopped. A week later, I had a dream where my roof was covered with people. I told them they had to go, and they left. Then I found a baby raccoon in my gutter. Okay, so why was all the activity on my roof? Having to do with little critters, or was there something more, perhaps, that Spirit was trying to say to Ann D? Janine, what do you think? That's a cool one. I love that. A cool lead-in for the question, too. Thank you, Ann. Appreciate that. And there, Janine, Carol says, Insider Access Pass renewal is the best birthday present to myself. I'm a Taurus as well, like Janine. Thank you. Happy birthday, Carol. Appreciate that. Very good.
Okay, this is definitely not critters. Okay, I think they were being made aware of a soul connect. Like I'm thinking their twin flame. When that energy was following them around, I think it was their twin flame. And I believe, like, it feels like the twin flame was trying to make contact, or be more connected, because they've been maybe trying to make contact, but there's been resistance on Ann's part.
Wow.
And D's part. Yeah. So they're patiently waiting. So I said, well, what are they doing now? Patiently waiting for her to be ready. So maybe if she does a little, like just before sleep, like a ritual or a mantra that says, I'm open to, in a really safe, comfortable way, meeting my twin flame. Because my belief, and this is my version of twin flame and why I'm using the term twin flame, is that they incarnate on the spirit world side with you. So they're like your soul connected others. So if you're a female this lifetime, they're the masculine part of you. That if you are a male, it's the feminine part of you. And they incarnate as your divine partner or other that makes you whole. So together you're whole. And but they spiritually are with you on the other side. Wow. So they don't incarnate physically. That would be like life mates and soul mates, but I'm talking about twin flames. So the other part of you, that together you make a whole. Okay, so that energy. And I've met that energy of mine when I really needed it most. It came to me and literally just wrapped me in love when I was in a really bad place around a relationship situation. And it saved me. It was like awesome to feel that kind of unconditional love. And I feel like this energy is waiting for Anne to be ready to be wrapped in that love.
Wow, Andy, I hope that helps. Cool. Eternal Sunshine says, yes, in the PayPal tip jar, ask a question where it says, what is the payment for? That's where you can enter your question. So if you're new to this and you're trying to get to that, thank you, Eternal Sunshine, for helping the audience members there. I appreciate that. Mariam, so one of those. Okay, so she asked a question. I've put in, okay. I am selling my house and I'm getting no interest. What is happening? Am I not meant to sell? I'm in Melbourne, Australia. And it's funny, we talked about earth changes and diaspora, this huge movement of people coming up here in one of our last investigation show. And for some people, they're exactly where they're supposed to be. And for others, no, they're going to be called to move. So that's an interesting question from Mariam. Is it possible that she's not supposed to be moving right now? What do the cards have to say?
Yeah, almost ready, but not quite. I'm thinking a lot better in September. So this card's number 9 in the major arcana. So I'm going to go with September because we're looking at timing. Otherwise, I would read it differently. But when it's coming up for timing, then I'm going to go with, I asked timing because she's obviously wondering timing. Okay, so, and then this card also says not ready yet. So the death card says slowly but surely getting there, but not quite ready. So somehow the universe isn't quite ready to move her yet or let her sell her house yet. It's just not time. And I feel like we're getting there though. We're getting really close. Also, there's a lot of things to do first. There's still some things to check off the list that might either make her home more desirable and or herself more ready maybe. So she could be pushing it to try to do it now. Okay, but it will sell, but she just has to wait a bit longer. And I'm thinking by 8th or 9th month of the year. So that's August or September. So she might want to put it up again, try it again in relaunch sort of the sale in August. And by September, I'm thinking it's going to be gone.
Okay. Wow, very good. There's a Kate Smith in the chat. She's saying, please answer my question. Okay, I found it, and we'll use it as maybe the last one, and then we'll do a general read for the audience here, seeing as we're not doing a show this Wednesday, Janine and I. So, Kate, I found your question. Let me see if we can bring up. Tough question for a live chat, but she's asking, so hopefully she's ready to hear the answer. This is difficult, of course, brings... difficult to read, actually. My oldest son decided to exit the Earth plane 5 years ago. Any messages, and has he reincarnated yet? Catherine Smith. Janine, what do your cards have to say? Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that. I know this is a tough one.
They're making plans to reincarnate. They're going to come as a female child, but they're waiting till after things change a little bit on the earth. So they're waiting for after the event and after things settle down. Smart idea.
I was going to say, don't blame them.
They're absolutely got plans to come back. Okay, so and an energy towards, so asking their mother not to be sad. And that's a hard one, because how can you not be sad to lose your son?
Yeah.
So asking the mother not to stay in sadness and sorrow, okay, because they got a big plan moving forward, and they are looking really forward, really excited even about this next lifetime. So that's interesting. And they said that they had it planned before they even came into the last lifetime that they would be exiting when they did so, not to blame themselves, or there's no blame here. This was just the plan. So they had it all mapped out, and they wanted to experience that, and it's nothing personal. So they wanted their mother to know that, in particular their mother. And detachment and understanding. So they're asking for that.
Wow.
Even though that's going to be a hard one. They understand the mother's feelings, but they said, don't waste energy being sad, because it was all pre-planned, and I'm coming back as a girl, and I'm going to have a really, really positive lifetime, and I'm waiting till things have shifted. So they're after this big thing that happens, and then when things get a lot better here on Earth.
Okay. Catherine, I hope that helps. I know that's a difficult question for sure. So big thank you to all of you in the PayPal tip jar. And of course, tonight, we can't answer all of the questions. We do our very best. And this is why Janine and I give back to you guys here. So this is the pyramid that we'll be sending out to you guys tonight. Again, Mary Curie, if you're watching the show, or Stephanie Winkle, you're both winners of the past pyramids. Please check your spam folders or contact me directly, and we'll get those last pyramids shipped to you as soon as possible. Andy says, wow, thank you so much, Janine and JC. I thought it was something else. Yes, I'm so glad I asked. And yes, I am female, Andy. So thank you, Andy. Appreciate the validation there. Let's tackle this last one here. Harvest Moon, silver, question mark. What the hell? Janine, what's going on? I do want to frame a question. We've been tackling this a lot. And of course, we know there's still a lot of manipulations. There's still a lot of things happening in the field behind the screens that may have already occurred, but not yet have transpired here to our reality, so to speak. So what's a quick update here on silver, or what people need to know about silver?
So that's in the past, and that is literally a manipulation card. So it's been subject to a lot of manipulation. And then there's these two cards. Okay, so this is like things are happening fast and furious. But there's a lot of inner fighting, maybe, and this is like holdups and setbacks. Remember fives, but they're not major arcana. So it's way more powerful that it does move forward. Okay, so that the momentum of silver will happen, but there's been setbacks, and it's because of inner fighting, likely to do with how it's been manipulated in the past. Okay, and both of these are minor arcanas. So the strong card is it moving forward, and that gives it way more clout. So it's inevitable that it will, and not to stress. So this is what not to do. So if you do hold silver, don't waste energy stressing. Start imagining, because it's held up right now. Start imagining what you're going to do with your newfound abundance. Okay. And just stay trusting in the universe. And also it's saying there's galactic helpers working on the other side to get this, that's a stronghold that the deep state, dark cults definitely doesn't want to. We've always seen that's one of they hang on to it. And gold and manipulate all kinds of things in the background. And it's their last little bit of ditch effort to, hang on to whatever wealth they might have and or a power they have.
Right.
So I feel like I feel like this last weekend, there's been a big shift, and these guys are more able to help us. I don't know why, but I'm getting that really strong.
Yeah, I'll tell you something after the show also, Janine, really like that. I think you're absolutely right on that. Carol says, I just bought silver today. Good deal. .net/silver. These are the coupons and discounts available to the Beyond Mystic audience here on the American side. And on the Canadian side, again, great deal here from the folks here at MF Bullion Canada. That's mfbullion.ca. Here we're looking at the St. Helena's, the 250 gram bars here at $5.69 over spot Canadian. Of course, we ship all across Canada at low rates here from the mfbullion.ca. So if you haven't tried that, please do go and check that out while the prices are still good. As Janine is saying, we are going to be seeing movement, and if you want more timing on that, go check out the last Beyond Crypto Woo report, including also this Astro Woo Finance here for the month of May, chock full of information for you guys. Janine, before we go, you're not here Wednesday. Let's do some quick pull, maybe up until next week. How do we navigate the energies of this next week here before we chat again soon? Big thank you to all of you guys tonight in the live chat. You guys are great. I see a lot of love in the Insider Access Pass everywhere. We absolutely love doing these shows with you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So there's 2 aces.
Wow.
Okay, so 2 aces. So 2 different areas are going to completely change by the time I see you next time. Ooh, that's exciting.
Wow.
Okay, so I feel like whatever happened over the weekend has changed us. I just have a feeling. So one of them is emotionally. So I feel like our emotional body self is more powerful. We've renewed something emotionally. So I feel like there's an emotional renewal, and that makes us stronger, because don't forget, feeling things before they happen is our sort of superpower. And if you choose, so if you consciously choose to feel positive, loving, and positivity and something you want as if it's already happened, instead of feeling fear and how sad you're going to be when you don't get what you want. Okay, because those are choices you're making, right? So we've always been powerful emotionally. But what we didn't know was that all our negative things were actually creating us to be held up and or repeating patterns and all these things. Now we're letting ourselves.
Janine, I think we might have lost you. You seem to be frozen. Yeah, somebody says deep freeze in the chat. Guys, I think we lost Janine. She seems to be frozen up on the screen here for some reason. Janine, I think I'm going to close the show. Oh, are you back?
Okay, I'm back.
That was weird. Okay. We kept going slower and slower and slower until you froze. Well, okay,
where did you lose me?
Stay out of the fear frequency. That's about where I lost you. So I'm not sure where the audience lost you.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, because with 2 aces, okay, so we were talking about your emotional power's been heightened. So how you feel will directly reflect what happens. So work on consciously feeling things and making sure you're being conscious about it and choosing how you feel about it, because that energy will create your future. So if you're always choosing the negative, that's what you're going to create. But if you're working on consciously choosing the positive and to be joyful, to already feel joy as if you already have what you want, that the universe can't help it. It has to provide it.
Right.
Okay. That's the big secret. Okay. So we've got this ace. So Ace of Wands. Okay. So also I'm feeling like together, they're like, it just makes everything more powerful. Your feelings and what you project out there energetically. This is a spiritual card. It can be a spiritual card. People might also feel heightened sexuality with that card, or heightened energy just in general. Okay. So just in general, your energy flow, you should feel like you're a little more on fire than usual. Right. And this could be passion. So passion's really, I think we're raising our frequency in emotional and passionate energy. And this can be used in all kinds of ways. That can also equal negative passion, which could be like harmful, right? So anger and things like that. So just being consciously aware that you have extra oomph in those areas. So to be conscious about how you're choosing to use your energy. And I feel like whatever happened on the weekend with all the astrological stuff, spiritually, I think some veils got lifted for humans, and we're behaving and or able to access more of what we already had, but it's been dumbed down. But I feel like that tarnish is coming off, you guys, and we're going to be able to polish up our powers again.
So you know who you are. I'm about to say something. Janine just said veiled lifted this weekend because of something that happened. If you're listening to me now, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, absolutely, it did. And Janine just confirmed it for you. Absolutely amazing. Okay, Roberta Hall, very quickly, no, there's no minimum. That was a mistake. Somebody somewhere down the line made a mistake. So if somebody told you that at the broker level, just respond to them and say, no, JC said there's absolutely no limit. You can get exactly the amount that you had in your pre-order list. Absolutely no problem. And if you have an issue with that, send me an email and I will correct that for you. That was a mistake somewhere that happened down the line. So Roberta, I hope you guys, and you can get exactly what you wanted. Let's fix that for you as soon as we can. A big thank you to all of you guys. Really appreciate it. This was the Monday night edition of Tarot Reading by Janine. We won't be doing a show this Wednesday, but we will be back next week. So check in the next day or so here. I will be updating the schedule for you guys as well, so you can stay tuned to all of the next content coming up. I love you guys. Have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.